Earlier this week, a photo of two male lions mating in Botswana made its rounds on the internet, and a lot of people were insinuating that these male lions were gay, but it turns out they're a lot more sexually fluid than that. Now, this photo here was taken by Nicole Cambré, who is a National Geographic photographer. But it turns out that gay sex in the animal kingdom is actually quite common. In 2012, the Yale Scientific published a piece saying the prevalence of which may be more common than previously thought and could include above 10% of species around the world. But zoologist Peter Bachman actually says that no species has been found in which homosexual behavior has not been shown to exist, with the exception of species that never have sex at all, such as sea urchins and aphids. So in this situation, right, the two male lions were there in the area, and there was another female lion, but they chose to have sex with each other versus the female lion. Now, some of the people who were observing this think that maybe that meant that the female lion was pregnant or something like that. Further, in the wild, male lions may exhibit homosexual behavior to reinforce bonds and allegiance. So it's not, so some of these, if she was pregnant, we can assume that one of these male lions impregnated her. So they do have sex with the lady lions, and they also have sex with each other. Nothing wrong with that. I like it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a lion fling, if you will. I love when conservatives make the argument like, "Oh, you don't see that in the animal kingdom. That's that's unnatural to be gay." No, well, that's just not remotely true. You see it all over the animal kingdom. You see it all the time. This happens to be one case where a photographer kind of caught them in action, but yeah, they do that fairly regularly. It's not a big newsflash.
You know what I think is most important about this story is that I think if a photographer caught two male birds doing it or two fish doing it, it wouldn't have garnered any sort of attention. But the fact that it were these kings of the animal kingdom, these ultra masculine and signs of power and glory and all that crazy stuff, I think that is what's garnering attention. Because I don't think people who are homophobic, they have their stereotypes of what gay people look like and act like the king of the animal kingdom is doing this blasphemy. No, it's pretty common.
That's another thing that I love. The lions don't know they're doing something blasphemous.
Right.
Right? They imposing our insane, made-up human values on animals is hilarious. Are they going to go to lion hell? I mean, how can you believe that? How can you believe that there's a hell? And if you have homosexual relationships, are the penguins who are gay going to penguin hell? Well, they really won't enjoy it there. It'll be way too hot for their liking. And so, do you know why they're having sex with one another? Because they're there, right? They're animals. They're like, I didn't think the one guy was horny, and he's like, okay, and the other guy's like, okay, what up? Okay, that they're animals, and you know who else is an animal?
Ding,
Us.
ding.
Okay, and we're not. God, I know you believe it, but it's just so. Once you get away from the brainwashing of religion, the whole thing seems comical. That there is a guy with a big beard up in the sky, and he's like, I shall make a whole bunch of animals, but one of them I really, really like, and I shall make different rules for them. But if they betray my rules, even though I programmed them to betray my rules, I shall punish them forever. But lions, you can go ahead and be gay. That's cool. Right? None of that is true. People and animals have sex because we're driven to have sex. And, and if there's the female lion is pregnant, they're like, what's up, Bob?
Yeah. No, I mean, here's the thing is people who are against this in the real world, or I guess in the human world, I shouldn't say the real world, are going to be like, well, it's animals. It's different. And they don't even realize that we are so interconnected with the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Sorry.